We're back, I suppose. It's number 4.
And now we're talking about how this year is a interesting year for fall releases, and we're not really getting any console exclusives. We have Gears of War, and I think there's a Forza coming for Xbox.
Does Forza really count?
Yeah, because it's not on. I mean, it's not on anything else, and there's a Forza every year now.
Well, to be fair, but like, who cares?
Yeah.
In their defense, did you guys see the new Forza trailer? It actually looked really fun. Racing with Lamborghinis on the beach and stuff like that actually seems pretty cool. Yeah. But I will admit, I'm probably not going to pick it up. Yeah. At least not right off the bat. But in terms of console exclusives, Xbox, I don't even think Xbox has historically had a November console exclusive like every year. Yeah. It seems like the third-party games are just taking over this year.
Which is not a bad thing in my opinion. Like, first-party games are good, but, you know, like, if a third-party, like, it's going to be released to everybody, you're going to get
everybody gets to play it, That makes it even harder, I think, to choose.
Well, here's the thing we haven't talked about so far. What do you think is going to happen with, like, cross-console play?
I think it's a great thing for Xbox PS4. I don't think it's a great thing for those consoles to PC.
I agree.
Because playing games on PC is a whole different realm.
Yeah, and there's a whole lot more variables to control. You can't control, like, oh, hey, this guy, his monitor response time is so much less than yours, and like he's gonna get all the headshots when you're gonna be like,
the thing with PC that's so great. Obviously, we could have a 3-day long debate about PC versus console. I mean, in which case you'd probably be a loser because anybody that plays on PC is a loser. But
well, I feel like objectively, PCs have the capability of being infinitely better than consoles because consoles are constantly 5 years in the past compared to PCs, except for the specs on the Scorpio. Although at the time when it releases, it'll be probably a couple years behind.
Yeah. But the main thing with the crossplay is you have PC gamers who can mod their games, and you see every day there's hackers and cheaters in Overwatch, there's hackers and cheaters in The Division, and they're just like ruining that game for tons of people, and then you get that cross-platform play in the mix, and that makes it a whole new problem, I think. But it's great because the
console to console is what I'm talking about.
I think console to console is great. I would even venture far as to say is Nintendo should be on that too. Granted, Nintendo doesn't believe in having third-party games, I don't know, anymore. But I think that would be great for them as well.
What are you talking about? Sonic's and a bunch of their stuff.
Exactly.
I like to think that Sonic is their whipping boy. Yeah. That they have they conquered the land.
Guys, come on, I'm trying!
Run faster!
It's like some Game of Thrones shit where they conquered Sega's land.
You are ours.
Took him. It's like, we're gonna beat you senseless. But as far as PS4 console exclusives go, you have The Last Guardian released in the fall, October.
Yeah, and I think it's the first actual PS4 exclusive release in the fall since I don't think there has been one since the PS4.
That's a this fall date?
Yeah.
October. Nice. I didn't. Okay, I wasn't paying attention.
Losing my mind. So excited. And then No Man's Sky, I think, comes out in the fall.
August.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm stoked.
I'm stoked for it.
I will say, I think the concept of this is unbelievably, it's really imaginative, it's really cool, very creative, very in-depth, but there's no story. You have to make the story on your own, which is a cool idea, but I think that it's not really going to come to fruition the way that they think it's going to. I think that I'm going to play it and be like, this is cool, for 10 minutes and be like, I'm going to explore this planet, and this one, no one's here, there's nothing to do.
I think the crowds that they are aiming this game at stems from 2 games that exist already, that being Minecraft and Eve. And
Spore?
I was going to say Spore.
I would say Spore as well, but more realistic, because Spore is the most disappointing game I've ever
played. Well, that was the same kind of thing. Spore was crazy awesome creating it, and then you get into the world and you're like, I'm bored.
See, I was bored because of if you could just start out being able to explore space in Spore, I would have loved it. And I think that's what No Man's Sky took, and there's people love the space travel. Let's just give them a spaceship and let them fly around and do whatever they want. And and I love the fact that you can just hang out with friends and team up with friends and stuff. And in the center of the galaxy is where everyone's at, and that's where the fighting's at and stuff like that. And that's really cool. Also, I'm one of those weird guys that really liked Elite Dangerous. And Elite Dangerous is just you in a spaceship flying across space for 6 hours of nothing. Literally just nothing out there, and it's just you flying. You're just like, you just kick back, put your feet up, and just fly for like 6 hours, listen to a podcast or whatever. And I love that. It was so real.
It's funny because like it's great that you found that use out of that game, but that's not what the game was made for. Absolutely not. And that's kind of how I am with No Man's Sky. I'm kind of with Connor in the sense that no story, kind of a buzzkill. The main thing is we've been seeing procedurally generated worlds since like the 90s. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of, no matter how you put it, can still be a gimmick, and that's what it looks like to me is kind of gimmicky in the sense that, you know, it's really cool, the variation, and I cannot downplay the technology at hand. It's like, it's crazy. I can't even, you know, nobody can wrap their minds around it.
Mathematically, it's super impressive.
That alone deserves praise. Mm-hmm. I can't stress enough that everything behind that game is really impressive. Yeah. You just cannot sell me just seeing random shit over and over again.
Right. Well, here's the thing with the whole randomly procedurally generated kind of thing. It's not random. It kind of sparked my interest. Like, once you go to this location, it's the first location. Is it is it procedurally generated at that time, and then that equation stays in function when anyone else goes there? Because it's going to be the same experience.
Yeah,
for
because
them.
you can go there, find that like particular flora and fauna there, and it'll show that you're the one that found
right,
it.
I know.
It's awesome. So like,
that's cool. But like, how to like, because I know they have to store it mathematically, like, but once you are the first person to be at that location, it's generated at that time, and then it's like, hey,
and it stays
yours.
that way.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I'm trying to figure out how that
I'm not
works.
sure either. Maybe
I watched a video on it, and like they were trying to explain it. I was like, I think I get it, but I think I also have no idea.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those, they're just wizards.
Yeah.
Hearing about that game is like going to trigonometry class. You're just like, oh wow, it's cool people know this. I also really don't want to be here.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
For me. I mean, I'll get in there.
And don't get me wrong, anytime I'm like hating on a game, I want to be proven wrong more than anything. I want people to say, suck it, loser, this game rules. I really do. I just don't think that game is going to be what everybody thinks it's going to be. I think it's going to kind of be the Spore thing. I don't think it's going to be as monumentally disappointing as Spore was, but I do think No Man's Sky is not going to be everything.
I think it's going to be more Eve than it is Spore, because Eve kind of had that same thing. It's not like a procedurally generated map or anything like that, but it's huge, and it was just all space, all flying around, collecting stuff, trading, all that stuff, and the crowd that really liked Eve loves Eve.
Oh yeah.
Most players are like, I don't get it. And I think it's going to be one of those situations
it
where
gives me an
arc
survival evolved vibe.
Yeah,
like that game's, a lot of people are playing that game, not a ton of people, not on Minecraft proportions obviously, but the people who are playing that game are like, this game rules, you know.
And I think that's what No Man's Sky is going to kind of become, is like, unfortunately I think it's going to have a really big release. A lot of people are going to play it initially, and then it's going to kind of teeter
drop
out.
off,
But it's going to have a very stable, like, fan base.
Those people will be playing for years. Yeah.
Like a cult following or something.
Yeah, I really hope it does go like that, because I just want, like, certain times when I'm in that game, and I'm just like, I've settled down on a planet where, like, someone's come up to the same planet, and I'm just like, hey, how many planets have you found? Here, look at my catalog, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be awesome when you do find someone, because they said, like, the chances of you finding someone else was, like, mathematically insane and shit like that.
It's supposed to be... You can hypothetically play that game online and never encounter another player character, which is awesome, because I hate everyone that plays video games.
I agree. That's a fair statement.
They run into your planet, they just burn down your house, and they're just like, bye!
Yeah, so, I get that. I get the
Yeah.
multiplayer aspect of it. I just feel like that will only be fun for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that without a story, they're like, you're in charge of making the story. Like, if it can be to a point where, like, there's some sort of crisis that happens with the players in the game, and then there's some sort of thing that evolves out of that, and like you create a story, like someone builds a story out of that. That could be super cool.
Yeah, community has a big part to play,
right,
for sure.
But like that in my head, that seems sweet. But like I know the reality, everyone's just gonna be teabagging each other.
Yeah, everybody's gonna be like, let me find someone else's planet so I can murder everything on it and them and kill their whole family.
Yeah. I gotta decorate my house with all these giant elephant things.
Growing up playing SNES and NES games and stuff like that, I got used to making my own game in the game. I got used to finding other things that I enjoyed, like that creating my own fun out of the game that was already there, and it not necessarily being the main idea of that game. So, for example, Dennis the Menace. On the SNES, that game, it was just about running away from.
Sounds like you had to make your own game if you had to play that
game. That was a sick burn. That game, for example, you kind of had to make you had to find your own fun, and I carried that mentality with me.
Sounds like a bad game.
It was a very bad game.
You are using a great example for this topic.
But like,
Dance the fucking Menace.
Just using an example of creating your own fun in a game.
It's good to have that playground.
I'm no stranger to that. And Wind Waker is a great example. Wind Waker has that set story, but my favorite thing to do in Wind Waker is just sail around and dick off. Like, any big game with an open world, I always end up just creating my own fun. I very rarely, I don't usually end up following the main storyline. Skyrim, I just explore. The most fun I get out of Skyrim and all of the Elder Scrolls games is just going into the forest and picking flowers. I'm being serious. That's my favorite thing.
Wow, you're giving me more and more reasons that we shouldn't be friends anymore.
Well, because like in Morrowind, there's a legit reason for it because alchemy was the easiest way to get a butt ton of gold. But like
and level up.
In Skyrim, it's just fun. I just like going rollicking through the field. It's like picking flowers and catching butterflies and stuff.
I don't judge.
I have to reiterate on this show that I hate everybody I'm friends with.
Oh my god, this is so. I just want to cut to a clip of like your avatar and just be like.
Just him walking to every flower, looking at it, and just disappears.
Yeah, exactly.
Every single one. And Josh's face just having genuine excitement for seeing new flowers.
It's just.
I wonder what that will give me.
Ooh, a new flower.
We need to do a video where like we actually have you playing Skyrim doing this.
That's the remastered video review right there.
Hell yeah.
Remastered video review coming October.
You heard it here first, folks.
But yeah, so I'm no stranger to creating my own fun, and I think
You sure as hell are.
You just gave your whole repertoire.
Wow.
We got it.
Wow.
No Man's Sky is going to be the perfect opportunity.
Is there a flower picking system in No Man's Sky? If so, we're
We're never gonna see him again.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Before you went all flower picking on this, I was gonna say like, yeah, in big open world games I used to do that too. But that was like more of a defense mechanism when like my parents were like, okay, now this is a mature rated game. Why are we buying this for? And like, oh, I don't play Grand Theft Auto because I want to be a criminal. I play it because like I want to be a cop. So I kind of turn the tables around. Like I'm a cop in this game. I pretend I am anyway. I pretend I'm undercover. I know that you're not gonna buy this for me if you think I'm gonna be a criminal in this game. So
I feel like if I was a parent, I'd be like, no, you're lying to me.
Yeah. I never had to worry about that because my dad's favorite game up until Mass Effect 3 was released was San Andreas.
Oh.
So, my dad was the first person I knew that played Grand Theft Auto 3.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
Well, I was in the same boat as Connor. I did convince my parents that a game wasn't violent that they were buying for me.
Yep.
That said rated M?
Yeah.
I don't know. Thanks, parents, for getting me into that. Dude, I really appreciate it.
Same.
I was 4 years old when my parents bought me and my siblings GTA 3.
Oh my god.
That was some progressive parenting.
Are your parents in jail?
No. I went to my mom and I was just like, Mom, I just picked up a hooker. And my mom's just like, no more give that game for you.
I remember telling my dad about running over hookers and picking up all the money, and he was like, that's my son. That's my boy. But I did have to convince my dad before, like this, I was way too young, to buy Super Smash Brothers for me for Nintendo 64. Yeah, because they're like, well, this seems like a fighting game. Like, there's gonna be a lot of violence, and they're like, well, but like they're not real. Like it's.
Did you show them the commercial for that game?
Yeah, I was like, it's the fight to end all fights, you know? Like it's, you know, it's fun. It's not supposed to be like real violence, and they're like, well, I don't know. And I remember I had to do this thing where like I had to have perfect posture for a summer before I could get a video game.
Huh.
Yeah,
Okay.
So I stand up pretty straight.
Whenever Melee came out, I bought that with my own money because I just saved up. Because I never had to convince my parents of anything for buying games because they were just like, rated M, sure, play God of War. I don't care.
Your parents are awesome.
I forgot how much older I was.
All right, well, there you have it. That is the Big Gaming Show for the week. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, be sure and like it. Be sure to subscribe to Geekery Collective. And then I think
Social media links are over here.
Over there, social media, but then what's below? Videos? Other
there
videos
are 2
to
videos
watch?
down here. The subscription button's right up here. And other stuff. Yeah, no, we can't. We'll put it in.
Where is it?
But thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for the next episode.
Thanks, guys.
And as always, game on.
Just you in a spaceship for like 6 hours. Fly for like 6 hours. They conquered Sega's land. They conquered the land. They conquered Sega's land. My favorite thing to do. That's my favorite thing to do. That was my favorite thing to do in that. That was my favorite thing to do